Yo, what's up? So in this video right here, I'm going to show you how to install the WaveBot onto your trading platform. I'm going to show you how to use it and how you can use the WaveBot with the Signal bot to pretty much create a system to where you don't have to do anything at all and you can still make money. Okay, so the very first thing that you want to do is download the WaveBot. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to pull up MetaTrader 4. You're going to go to File, Open Data folder. You're gonna click MQL4. All right, and you'll just put that to the side. The next thing, you'll go to your downloads folder because you just downloaded the WaveBot, and what you'll do, you'll drag the WaveBot over into your exports folder. All right, now I already have this inside of my MetaTrader, so I don't have to do it, but that's pretty much what you will do. All right, and once you drag it over, you can just, well, let me just open it up so you can see it. And you can see that I do have the WaveBot right here. All right, you can exit out of that. The next thing that you want to do is you will click the navigator button, this little folder. You will go down to the expert advisor tab, right click, and you'll click refresh. All right, and once you click refresh, you should see the WaveBot down below. And to get this onto your chart, you will simply click it and drag it over. All right, now you can see, once again, I already have it onto my platform, but that's how you'll add it to your chart. Okay, now first thing that you want to do, you want to make sure that your auto trading is turned on. This should be selected and it should be green. There should also be a smiley face right here. If this is a frowning face, that means that it is not working. Now, if you have this turned on, the next thing that you're going to do, you're going to go to common, and you're gonna click allow live trading. All right, once you click allow live trading and you have this turned on, the face should turn into a smiley face. All right, but you're gonna go to input, and this is pretty much all of the settings to the WaveBot. When it comes to the WaveBot, this bot is a trade manager, which means that it will manage your trades for you. Okay, this bot does not take any trades for you. It will manage every single trade that you take. So the first thing I'm going to show you is just the basic settings. I highly recommend that you use this on demo first, starting off, just so you can see how it works and you can pretty much learn how to use it before you start using it with your real funds. But the first thing that it will do is set your stop loss for you. The default stop loss level, we have ours set at 30,000. Now, depending on your broker, if you're using PlexiTrade, this right here, 30,000 represents 300 points. Okay, so this is pretty much 300 points. We have our default trailing stop. This is set to 0, which pretty much means that it is turned off. If I want to have a trailing stop loss, let's say I want to trail my stop loss by 10 points for PlexiTrade, 10 points would be 1,000. So if I had that, then the bot will trail my stop loss by 10 points, but I'm gonna leave it at 0 just because I don't usually use a trailing stop. All right, you can select the color and you can select the line, like the style of the line. All right, so that's the stop loss. The next thing that the bot will do is it will set your take profit for you automatically as well. We have ours set to 30,000, which is 300 points. You can change this to whatever you want, all right, based off of your trading style. First, I'm going to show you, how you can just use it in general, and then I'll show you the settings that we use with our Signal bot. All right. But you also have the color, the line style, and the next thing that the bot will do is it will move your stop loss to break even. All right, when your stop loss is at break even, that means that you now have a risk-free trade. So that means that there's no way that you can lose money on that trade anymore. Okay, we have our set to true. When you have it set to true, that means that that feature is turned on. When you have it set to false, that means that that feature is turned off. So if you don't want to move your stop loss to break even, you will simply change it to false. Okay, now we have our set to 1,000, which is pretty much 10 points. So that means that once we are 10 points in profit, our bot will move our stop loss to break even. All right, now the break even offset, actually we usually have this to 3, and that's not even really 3 points, but break even offset is when you move your stop loss to break even, how many points in profit do you want your stop loss to be in profit? So like if we have it at let's say 10 is pretty much 1 point. So if we move our stop loss to break even, our stop loss would be break even plus 1 point in profit. All right, but we'll just leave it at 3. Cancel level, what this does, it works for our pending order. So if I have a pending order and price goes a certain amount of points away from that pending order, then it will automatically be canceled. For us, we have ours turned off. You see it's set to false, but you have the default level, so it's 20,000, so pretty much 200 points. So if I have a pending order and if price goes 200 points away from that pending order, then the bot will automatically delete that order. That's pretty much what the cancel level is. The close partial feature, what this does, it will take partial profits of your trade depending on, how much money you want to close out. All right, so we have this turned on. That's why it's set to true. Okay, now the CP size or percent, we have ours set to true. So what this right here means is when we have it set to true, that means that it's going to close partial profits based off of our lot size. So I usually do a 3 standard lot size. So we'll go down to the level. So what that means is that once I'm 1,000 points in profit, the bot is going to close out 1.50 lots of that original lot size. So if I have 3 standard lots, once I'm 1,000 points in profit, the bot is pretty much going to close half of that trade, which is 1.50. Once I'm 10,000 points in profit, the bot is going to close out 0.50 lots. That's how it works when this is set to true. Now, if this was set to false, that means that the bot is now going to close out partial profits based off of percentages. So if I want to close out 50% of my trade once I'm 1,000 points in profit, I'll simply put 50. And then if I want to close out another portion of my trade once I'm 10,000 points in profit, I'll put a comma, space, and let's say I want to close out 10% of my trade once I'm 10,000 points in profit. I'll simply put 10. Okay. And then once again, you could change the color of the line style, and then the open level. This is pretty much just the color of your pending orders. So like when you put a buy limit or a sell limit, this should just be the color of that line. Now, before I start showing you real examples, the values of these settings will change depending on your broker. So if you're using PlexiTrade, then these settings are perfect for PlexiTrade. But if you're using CoinEx, your settings are gonna look a little bit different. So if you're using CoinEx, instead of 30,000, this will be 300. Instead of 30,000, this would be 300. Instead of 1,000, this would be 10. Instead of 20,000, this would be 200. Instead of 1,000, this would be 10. And instead of 10,000, this would be 100. Okay, so if you are using CoinEx, this is what your settings will look like if you're using CoinEx. All right. So those are the settings. Now I'm going to just place a trade for you just so you can kind of see how it works. So I'm going to place a buy limit. All right. And you can see that this dotted line right here, this is our break even line, and it's also our close partial line. If I pull up the settings, you can see that our break even line, the color is gray, and then our close partial line is yellow. And you can also see the value is 1,000, and then the value of this one is 1,000. So that's why they were at the same exact place. All right. Now, if you ever want to, let's say you place a buy limit right here, but let's say you want to move your buy limit. All right. Now, if you try to do it a regular way by just dragging it, you'll see that it moves, but it goes right back up to the original place. All right. If you want to modify your order, what you have to do, you have to click the line. So you'll double click the line, and pretty much that means that you activate the line. You'll see this little box all the way to the right and all the way to the left. Once you see this box, that means that this line can now be moved. So you can see it right here as well. You can see that I'm able to move it. But for this one, you can see that it's not a box. I can't click it. I can't move it at all. All right. So in order to be able to move it, you'll just double click it. You'll double click it, and now you can see the box. Now I can move it. All right. So if I want to change my buy limit, you can see that it's activated. The boxes is shown, so that means that I can modify this line. If I drag the line, you can see that the buy limit is now following it. All right. If you do not activate this line, every time you move your buy limit or your sell limit, or like whenever you try to move your order, it will always go back to the original place, just because you have to move the actual line. Okay. Now let's just delete this right here. So that's pretty much how you will modify any kind of order if you have the wave bot up and active. Also, side note, this bot will only work if you have your MetaTrader 4 platform open and running. All right, so if you're using a laptop or a computer, as long as your platform, as long as this app is up and running, then the bot will always work. So the next thing I'm gonna do is show you how you can use the signal bot and the wave bot together and pretty much create a system to where you don't have to do anything. You won't have to really modify your trades. You won't have to place trades at all because the signal bot is a auto trader and the wave bot is a trade manager. So with those two together, we have something that's taking our trades for us, and we have the wave bot that's gonna manage our trades for us. So in order for you to have a system that works together, what you'll need to do, you'll need to have two charts of the same pair open. Okay, and the reason why you'll have two charts is because on one chart you will have the signal bot installed, and then on the other chart you will have the wave bot installed. If you don't know what the signal bot is, just go to the signal bot tab inside of the Discord, watch that video, and make sure that your settings are the same. Also, please do this on demo first. Do this on demo first. Okay, so you already have your signal bot installed. So now I'm going to show you the settings that you will have with your wave bot while you're using the signal bot as well. Okay, so for the stop loss, the signal bot automatically places our stop loss for us, so we don't need the wave bot to place our stop loss for us too. So we'll put that at 0. For the take profit, same thing. Our signal bot already sets our take profit for us, so we don't need the wave bot to do it. So we'll put that at 0 as well. The break even feature is pretty much the same thing. The signal bot moves our stop loss to break even automatically, so we can actually turn this off if we want. All right, so the only thing that you will really have turned on is the close partial feature. So you can see that we have the close partial feature turned on. That's why it says true. CP size or percent, you can decide which one you would rather do. I like to do CP size just so I can know how much lots the bot is gonna close for me. And like I told you before, I usually do a 3 standard lot, but for you, I don't recommend you do 3 standards unless you're doing it on demo. If you're doing it on demo, then you can use the same exact settings so you can kind of just see how it works. But again, you can either choose to close your partials based off of size, or you can close your partials based off of percentage. For the levels, this is the same thing that I explained earlier. We usually take our levels at 1,000 points, and then we take our second levels at 10,000 points. And when a bot closes our first partials, it's gonna close 1.50 lots the first time. And then when it hits our second partials, it's gonna close 0.5 lots. If you're gonna use the wave bot and the signal bot together, this is what your settings will look like if you're using PlexiTrade. If you're gonna use CoinX, then your settings will look like this. All right, so if you're using CoinX, this is what it'll look like. If you're using PlexiTrade, it will look like this. All right, I hope this video made sense. If you have any questions, please ask it in the Discord. And like I said before, please do this on demo first, starting off, just so you can see how it works, so you can get an idea of what's happening. And then when you kind of get some confidence, then you can use it with real money. You can use it on a live account. Also, be aware of the broker that you're using. If you're using PlexiTrade, make sure that your settings work on PlexiTrade. If you're using CoinX, make sure that you're using the right settings for CoinX. But yeah, man, this is how I've been making money for the past few months. This right here is lit. Like I said, if you got any questions, go ahead and ask it in the Discord here at The Bridge CEO. You already know how it go. You either gonna catch this wave or get washed up. Peace.